Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations 2020, Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care, and our team since 2020 has reached out directly and indirectly to over 300,000 fathers, dads, and male caregivers. And also, I'm a featured contributor on the Indie Soup Media TV platform, which is powered by Dr. Tachi out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And there's about 26 content creators there. I'm also a member of the advisory board. And the reach of that platform is over 1 million people. Good morning, Ryan Knight. How are you?
Yeah, good day, Dr. Vibe. Yes, doing well. For those that don't remember who Ryan Knight is, I'm one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. We support entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage the business is in and help them create a strategy to grow their companies exponentially. And I'm an entrepreneur myself. I run a company called Detailing Nights. So we provide mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their cars on the spot without using water, and our plant-based eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And of course, rocking ByBlacks.
Yeah, I didn't put mine on. Should I come off screen because of that? My gosh. Well, look, we'll get so everyone just ahead of time, we're going to be showcasing restaurants that are involved in ByBlacks National Restaurant Week, which happens next week, but we're featuring this week on today and Friday restaurants. So if you got yummy in your tummy or your tummy's empty, we got remedies for you. Just want to shout already. Fitness IQ Cam says, morning, everybody. Morning. So that's very good to see you, Fitness IQ Cam. And yeah, so as we go forward, how was your weekend?
It was nice, relaxing. Saturday got to hang out with the kiddos. Sunday is Mother's Day, so shout out to all the mothers or motherly figures that got to celebrate yesterday with your family and friends. But yeah, and I was talking to my mom because our staple on Mother's Day is typically going to Red Lobster, but we hadn't been in a while. And I was like,
Red Lobster?
For the last time? Yeah, we're gonna go for the last time because Red Lobster is filing for bankruptcy.
Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, they said their unlimited shrimp kind of messed up their books. Too much people eating shrimp. I don't know. So I heard that they had filed for bankruptcy protection. So it might be their last chance to go get Red Lobster.
Okay, so here's the thing. And Fitness IQ goes Red Lobster. Emojis. Oh, so I guess you're not a fan.
It's fallen off. That used to be every Mother's Day. For my mom's birthday, that's where we were. And then I'll say the last 10 years, maybe we haven't really been, maybe once. So something definitely fell off with that.
Okay, good stuff. So, okay, where's the closest Red Lobster to you?
I think it's Brampton. Well,
no. There is actually one that's been here for years. Shepherd, just east of Warden. No,
okay, I did not know
west
that.
Of Warden, just west of Warden.
Yeah, wait, and sorry, I know there's one in Dufferin near Yorkdale.
Yeah, but there's one, the closest
one in Shepherd. Oh,
Shepherd,
okay.
Just west of Warden. It's been there.
Maybe theirs is still good. I gotta go check it out before they close.
And the funny thing is that they just put a bunch of condominiums right beside it. So I'm just wondering what's going to happen. Yeah. But it's just great business for the Red Lobster. You got a whole bunch of condominiums, and you got the restaurant right beside there.
But that's where the people that are now moving in, is that the style that they want, or do they want something?
Well, it's convenience. Different? Convenience. It's right there. Yeah. Right. You have something really convenient. Good morning, Rich. Quote of mine says LZ. Grandison wrote a fascinating column about how much Red Lobster has meant to him growing up. You know what? And pardon me, Rich, I do have to get in contact with you. Or Dr. Tachi will probably take me off Indie Soup Media. So it will happen. And he also says, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rich. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, Mother's Day. I sent a lot of messages. My mother actually is with my dad right now in Jamaica. So
nice.
And they celebrated both their birthdays in Jamaica.
Okay.
Right? So,
Oh, the birthdays are that close together?
yes.
Or is it? Oh,
Yes.
nice.
So, yeah. So, that's fantastic. That's really, really good. Yeah. So, what else we got here? Fitness IQ Chem says by Shepard and Warden in the East or by Eaton Center for Granny. There we go.
Oh, Eaton Center too. Okay, nice.
So when was the last time you were in the Eaton Center? And that's like the main mall in downtown Toronto.
Inside? Wow, I don't even remember. Well, there was a pop-up shop that the oh my gosh, the Toronto Black-owned marketplace that was in Yorkdale. No, oh my gosh, Scarborough Town Center. They did a pop-up in Eaton Center. So I remember going to that, and then I remember having one dinner meeting, like lunch meeting there. And since then, only walked past it outside, like never really gone in or had any reason to go inside. What about yourself? When's the last time you actually went inside Eaton Center?
I can't tell you the last time I was in the Eaton Center. It's been years. Like, I'm just not a big downtown fan because the traffic. Like as I said, if people pay attention to me once in a while, the last time I went downtown was a few weeks ago for the Black Liberal Caucus MP meeting, and that was King and University, and I couldn't feel paying $23. Well, yes, I still have got to send you my ticket. Yes, $23 for 2 hours.
You send it to me.
Yes, $23 for 2 hours of parking, plus the challenges getting there. And at the end of the meeting, they said, "How many people like this location?" I go, "You really want me to answer that question?"
Who would even ask that? Like,
but everyone else seemed to think it was fine. Everyone else seemed to think it was fine. I just went, "Nah, I'm not feeling that. Not feeling that." But again, happy belated, and actually, Mother's Day should be every day.
Yes, absolutely.
Facts, as one of my associates say, facts. So hope that, and for those who no longer have their mother, condolences, but may you carry on the great legacy that has been put on there. Okay, Yule Anderson says, good morning. Good morning, Yule. All right, good to see you here. Fitness IQ says, the last time I drove downtown, I wanted to get out of my car. Some folks are so selfish. Yes, she said some folks. She corrected with some folks are so selfish. And Yule Anderson says, hey guys, what is up, Yule? What is up? Good to have you on board today. It was an interesting weekend, and like today in Toronto, we got like rain. It seems like days. It seems like there's one day of good weather, then there's like 2 or 3 days of rain. Like I measure how rainy it is by how much I have to mow the lawn, right? If it looks like you have to mow the lawn right now once a week in the Greater Toronto area. So there you go. Well, before we go to our break, and yes, we do have a restaurant from ByBlacks National Restaurant. We invited 3. Only one has showed up yet, but she's going to get the whole time. You know what I'm saying? One other thing, Fitness IQ says, I enjoy crushing. Is it cursing you want to say with my granny when it comes to traffic? Not crushing. Cruising with my granny. Yeah, cruising is CRUI, cruise.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, that's all right. So no problem. But yeah, so she did correct it, cruising. All right, good, fantastic, excellent. All right, Opal Inspired says, good morning, everyone. I wish Opal Inspire a happy Mother's Day yesterday, so it was good to see her here. And make sure you follow her on her journey on the YouTube. All right, so before we go to break, people like to keep me plugged in. So, family, a few weeks ago, we had Perry Douglas. Remember that? Perry Douglas, who had written an article on ByBlacks.com about the allegations of questionable financial practices at the BBPA. Right? Well, just this morning at 4:00 in the morning, on CBC website, CBC Investigates, the headline reads, prominent charity serving Black business community paid $1.5 million to two board members' companies, record shows.
Oh boy.
So it's a long article. I'm going to see if I can pull it up and put it in the comment section.
Mm.
But yeah, one of the paragraphs reads, CBC obtained dozens of pages of internal records concerning the Black Business and Professional Association, including invoices and transaction records, which showed the nonprofit did not disclose more than $800,000
Okay.
of that spending as related to party transactions to the CRA. So what this allegation is saying that the BBPA did not report $800,000 to the CRA.
What that? Yeah, they were getting really bad advice if they chose not, like, who was the treasurer or the bookkeeper? Like,
Okay, gonna read a little bit more further on. Denham Jolly founded the BBPA more than 40 years ago. He told CBC Toronto in a statement he supports the call for an independent audit and for the current board to set down. So there's the gentleman who founded the BPA saying the board should step down. He says, quote, "It is critical first step for restoring transparency and accountability within the BBPA," unquote, said Jolly. Quote, "Moving forward with good governance, leadership, and service to the Black community, a special election must happen immediately following the above process."
okay.
In response to questions from CBC Toronto last week, the lawyer for the BBA said the board has recently become aware of these allegations and is taking them seriously. Quote, "The board has launched an independent review which is aligned with the BBPA's commitment to transparency, accountability, and good governance," unquote, said lawyer Miriam Mokhtar in an emailed letter on behalf of the client. Yeah, so it's a long read. It is, and I'll just do probably another minute or two, and then we'll go to break and come back. So the transactions flagged by the group of BBA members involve payments to former BBPA president and then CEO Nadine Spencer's marketing company Brand EQ, and to former board member Roderick Burton on behalf of Urban Res Solutions. The companies were paid for services, marketing, and administrating charity programs and events in the Black, African, and Caribbean Entrepreneurship Leadership Training Program and BBPA Annual Harry Jerome Awards celebrating Black excellence. Spencer served as president of the BBPA from October 2017 until November 2021, when she was named the charity's first CEO. She remained the CEO until she left the nonprofit at the end of November 2023. Over the course of those 6 years, internal records show Spencer's company was paid more than $1.1 million, including tax, by the BBPA for its services. Almost all of the payments were made from May 2020 onward. Spencer was also paid $23,541.66 a month, including tax, to a numbered company in her name for her work as CEO for the BPA for 2 years, according to invoices and transaction records. All together, that amounts to more than $250,000 a year during her 2 years as CEO. Since leaving the charity, Spencer has returned to her role as CEO of Brand EQ and currently sits on the Toronto Police Services Board. In a written statement to CBC Toronto, Spencer said she's proud of her work she did at the BBPA to lift up others in her community, and quote, "Any suggestions I did so to benefit myself is false and frankly absurd."
All right.
Quote, "I was a volunteer and supporter of the BBPA long before I received even a cent for my role as CEO. This included providing more than 2 years of pro bono marketing support, and both personally and through my company," quote, unquote, says Spencer in her statement. Some other things here. Yeah, this is and people, this is investigative reporting, right? So before 2021, the charity information, before okay, before in its 2021 charity information return, the nonprofit had averaged roughly $572,000 revenue a year since 2003, according to its filings. But in 2021, its total revenue jumped to nearly 3.3 million, then more than 3.5 million in 2022, and 4.6 million in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
That increase came from federal, provincial, and municipal government grants and corporate donations and sponsorships. So it just, there's also comments here from a lady Angelina Williams, a member and former board director, hopes the concerns raised she's saying an entrepreneur and business owner hopes that the concerns raised about the BBPA payments can be resolved so the charity's legacy is protected and it can continue to do important work in the community. Yeah, so
Right.
it's so, folks, I will see if I can put the link in the comments section. But yeah, so Fitness IQ has eye emojis.
Yeah.
All right. And
Well, this is where when the receipts start to come out, because a lot of it's alleged, and it's trying to get to the truth, and all these independent third-party investigations. But when invoices start being produced, and then you look at that amount of money, what could that have done to support Black businesses in the community? The BPA has an office in Little Jamaica. If you look at over $1 million that could have been used on businesses that are really struggling, is like, and one thing to remember, the fact that you do free work for your nonprofit does not entitle you to get paid for that work in the future. We have to be clear about that. So a lot of times, and some other organizations got in trouble with this too, where, oh, I've done so much work for this nonprofit for free. Now that the nonprofit is getting funding, I'm owed a certain amount of money for that past work. That's not how it works. And especially if you're on the board, you cannot benefit financially from the workings of the board that you're on, the nonprofit. So it's disappointing, because now this is going to be the focal point of upcoming funders or different programs. They're going to see articles like this and paint the entire Black entrepreneur or Black nonprofit that supports businesses with the same brush. So we have to do double the work to really address this and fix the reputation. Yeah, we have to show that good work is being done. Otherwise, this is going to be the main story. And we were talking about it Friday, that if you can't prove that the work is impactful, then really the funding is being wasted. And these types of stories is showing the funding is being funneled directly to one or two people. It's not a good look. So,
okay, yeah. Well, and again, these are but now this is like this is fair. Like, this is a investigative reporting. So now, again, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this, as I'm trying to get this story up for everybody here. But yeah, it's not a good look right now.
Well, and I mean, the BBPA would be good to listen to the members, listen to the past founder, and reset. Like, those board members that are there in good heart and good spirit, they'll get reelected again. Otherwise, a reboot might be needed, just so the members have the say in how the organizations run. It should not be board centric and dictated to the members what's best for the organization, because following the previous boards that allowed this spending to happen, we saw the board got caught up in their own power. Like, they felt they could do whatever they wanted without getting caught or any consequences. So that has to shift, because it is the membership of the BBPA that should be running and directing the ways that the organization runs.
Okay. So sorry, people, I'm not looking directly at the screen. I'm trying like a fiend to get a link here. Okay. So if you want to read the story, on most platforms right now. I've shared the link in the comments section. And so this is an ongoing story, like we had said a while back. This is not going away. This is not going away. And again, these are allegations. Okay, here's a comment from Merrill Africa. Totally agree. Given the current board signed off on those financial statements, they cannot be the ones overseeing an audit. 100%. Merrill, I will reach out to you this week. I will, because it's been a little bit crazy, but you will hear from me in the next day or two, 100%. So that is great to have you here as always. Okay, I think we're going to go for a break after that breaking news. But we'll keep on top of this story for y'all because it impacts everyone here in Black Canada, African Canadian society. It impacts all of us, whether we like it or not. Impacts all of us. So we'll be back in 2 minutes, and you know what? We're gonna bring up. Okay, I'm gonna find out because I know we've got Fatu here, and I have a feeling we're also gonna bring up Roger Dundas. So 2 minutes. Hang in there, and there's a pile of people already on this show. So put the comments in. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
You know, and that's what I feel like. You feel like you're the Harry Tubman of the mind.
I am.
I feel like I'm I'm one of the Harry Tubmans of intelligent Black people. Like, I want to liberate y'all from like being left behind and ignored and oblivion. No, really, the rappers get all the attention. You know, seriously, does anybody else feel this way? Like ignorant Black people, they'll be all up, you know, getting all the headlines on the Shade Room.
Overly sexualized Black folks.
Like the twerkers and the, you know, just people that, you know, don't always represent the best of us, you know, the diversity, you know, like people like Dr. Vibe. Like, everybody should know about people like Dr. Vibe. Dr.
Really
Vibe he's trying to do good work for Black people. Dr. Vibe from Toronto. Good to see you, my brother. Dr. Vibe. Everybody follow Dr. Vibe. He has a great show. He's very good at what he does, and I have a lot of respect for him. The men who are also doing the same thing. I see Dr. Vibe in here. He's a great brother. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. He's a smart brother in Canada, and we need to follow smart people. So follow Dr. Vibe. If you see him in the chat, and Dr. Vibe, say your name in the chat so people can see you. I want you to click on his name, and I want you to go follow him, please, because I want these men and women that are doing the right things to get the support they deserve. Hey, Dr. Vibe, how you doing, brother? Again, like I always do, I got to say everybody should go follow Dr. Vibe. He's got a great show. Dr. Vibe, I know Dr. Vibe's got a kingdom because I see your channel. I see you pouring into that every day. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. Look him up, Dr. Vibe, V-I-B-E. He's a great friend of me and my wife, and I love this guy.
Okay, so let me hop into this. What's up, Dr. Vibe? How you doing? Everybody, if you see Dr. Vibe in the chat, everybody go follow the Dr. Vibe show. Dr. Vibe is a real smart brother and a good human being. I like the guy a lot, and he's very intelligent. And I think everyone should pay attention to what he's got going on. We got to shine the spotlight on the intelligent Black people out here that are really doing the good work. Don't just pay attention to the rappers and the celebrities. You know, a lot of these people are losers. Your true winners are your people in your community that are really having your back. You know, helping us to have stronger families and a stronger community. So Dr. Vibe is in that category. So you might see the Dr. Vibe show in this chat. If you see him, please go follow him. Okay. All right. So anyway.
All right, Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia, thank you so much for your continuous support. And yeah, this is a wild and woolly morning already. But before we go any further, please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you want to advertise your business, product, or service on the platform, please feel free to email me, dr.vibe@thedr.com. And then we got join our Discord group, where I'm going to be posting this link for people to get updated on. And email me, dr.vibe@thedr.com. And we have a brand new member of the Discord group from a few days ago. Who joined the Discord group recently?
I did.
Yeah, there you go.
I finally got my account proper. Thanks to Jasmine, my daughter. She fixed up my Discord account so I can participate in conversations.
100%.
Yes.
And also, as always, you can catch replays at different places, including Indie Soup Media. All right. Are you going to eat oxtail this week, Ryan?
I will dabble, but next week I've outlined the restaurants that I'll be at next week to do my oxtail tour for sure.
All right. Well, the driving force of our tummies next week
Yes.
is with us, Mr. Roger Dundas, along with his beautiful internally and externally wife, Camille Dundas, the power behind ByBlacks.com. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Dr. Vibe and Ryan Knight.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I got a new shirt. I have a new shirt.
Okay.
Good.
So Friday, both
Yes.
of you will be wearing
Yes,
the
100%.
with the ACBN logo on it.
Woo!
I'll pick that up. I love it. And we're proud to be helping to power the ByBlacks Restaurant Week National. So thanks for including us.
Good stuff.
Including you. I'm going to start this segment by saying that I've worked with the Chamber of Commerce, and I've worked with the
he's
BBPA.
going there.
I've worked with the two organizations. I asked them for help over and over. The BBPA helped me with the Little Jamaica project, with the Little Jamaica restaurants. The Chamber helped us 1 or 2 times. You know, they would send out the stuff and all of that. And I appreciate the help. But in 1 month of ACBN committing to help us, they achieved 10 times the amount of financial support that I ever got from the previous organizations.
Wow.
They helped me for 3 years. ACBN was helping me those 3 years. And then this year they stepped in and said, you know what, we are going to be the primary sponsor. We're going to look for not only partners, sponsors, financial sponsors, but community partners as well. And it has exploded. So I just want to say thank you to ACBN for doing that. As I said, I mean, we've worked with other people and it just didn't work out the same way.
And this is just the beginning. I have a surprise connection for you. I'm going to call you later.
I know.
You lock in this next one. You're going to love it. Again, this is just the beginning because this twice a year. So it's the spring edition. Yep. We have the fall edition coming out in November.
So we have big things in the fall edition.
So as you see, they're leaving me out because I'm not wearing my T-shirt.
That's right.
Right. So I get licks.
That's right.
I get licks.
That's right. You're a traitor.
Do you want to end this broadcast right? He kicked himself out. he was so funny. He thought he was so funny. You see what happens when you diss Dr. Vibe? You hear me?
You can't mess with the
mess with the vibe, sir. Don't mess with the vibe, sir. All right, we'll have it back, and there's the link on there, and I'll also be sending it out in just a moment to all the platforms. We got a comment here. We got to go back a little bit. Hold on. There's the Frequency Event Promotions says congrats. We also have Office of Tim Frey says morning everybody.
Good to see you.
And then George Fogap says greetings and good morning. All right. This is good. Yes. Rogers, you see?
I don't know what happened.
No, because you see what happens? You went hard on me and you see what happens? I love you. You can't cut me like that. Come on, man. Can't treat me like that.
Come on, everybody knows. Everybody knows
I'm
just joking. I'm just joking.
No problem. But
I mean, that's what I've been called since the ByBlacks article came out on the BBPA. But that's it. That's fine because I figure people thought that I was like them, but I'm not like them. So that's why you'd call a person a traitor, because you think that they're like you, and you do something that's opposite to what they do. They call you a traitor or a sellout.
Yes,
right? ByBlacks can never be a sellout because we are advocating for every Black Canadian.
100%.
So that can't happen. But anyway, we're talking about food today.
Yeah, but so let me ask Roger, because there may be some people who don't know about the history of Restaurant Week, because I know we have at least one person from the U.S. that's here. Can you give a little background about Restaurant Week, and then we'll get two up here?
Absolutely. So we started ByBlacks Restaurant Week in the middle of the pandemic, May 2021. So this is our 4th year of doing it, 7th time. There are 2 editions every year in the spring and the fall. And really what it was is we saw a need, I would call it a grave need, to help Black-owned food establishments to promote themselves. People were drowning. If you remember, in the middle of the pandemic, they were all served out. They couldn't open. It was hard to buy food from restaurants. Very, very hard. And they were still being forced to pay their rent, leases, while serving a limited amount of food. They're not at their maximum capacity. And I believe a lot of them are still in a predicament of owing that money and now being forced to repay the government at this time. So this is our thing. I consider ByBlacks, as you've said it over and over, we are the top ranked online magazine that focuses on telling Black Canadian stories. Right? Black Canadian stories. So if we have this quote unquote superpower, let's call it that, who can I help? Who can I help that's in and across the country? You've said it many times, I've been to over 300. I think that the number is popping 400 now. Black-owned restaurants across the country. And it's the same problem. You'd never believe it. You walk into a restaurant in Vancouver and you walk into a restaurant in Halifax, and you think they have the same owner.
Right.
It's the same setup. And, we have been historically, because of anti-Black racism, systemic racism has affected us in ways that we can't even begin to imagine. Like, we're not even being able to get a Main Street location. A landlord would just look at you and say, "Oh, you're Black? No. Black restaurant? No." So, historically, we've been off the beaten path. A lot of the restaurants are were in what you call like strip malls, and nothing wrong with that, but it's not on the prime area where you'd get a lot of foot traffic. That has changed significantly over the last, I would say, 3 to 5 years, right? So now we have, Miss Licklemore's and people like Sugar Cane and Buchan and all those people on Main Street areas, Diners Corner and Yonge Street, etc. But it wasn't the case years ago. So, we look on it and we are like, what's a group of people that we can actually help, right? And one of the things that we always think about with restaurants is a way for you to fit into a community. It is belonging. It's typically an event space as well. People will hold things there, birthdays, launches. Your first riders was at Scott Hill, right?
Yes.
This is the thing, right? It feels to me like community. You step into somewhere, you're from, insert any country. You're from Nigeria. You get to Halifax. There's FT's there where you can get your Nigerian food, right? Or you're from Jamaica. You drop in Vancouver. There's Tommy's Jerk there in Surrey. So, there's that feeling, that's just that feeling of community. And I think that's what the restaurants offer to Canadians. And I just checked. So this morning I checked on the number of restaurants, caterers, and bakers that are on the ByBlacks business directory. So in total, I believe we have just about 4,800 businesses on the directory, right?
Wow.
All vetted. Some of them are closed. We'd have to go through because, not just restaurants, the businesses are opening and closing. But there's 815 restaurants listed, 54 caterers, and 84 bakers.
Wow.
That's approximately 1/5 of the total business directory that we have, right? So I like to put it a different way. 1 in 5 entrepreneurs are more likely to go into the food business than any other business.
Yep.
There's no business category that comes close to that 20%. None. So just think about that. It's a low barrier to entry. You don't have to be a trained cook. You just need to pass. You have to be able to pass all the government regulations that govern restaurants.
Yep.
Right? So that is a key thing. So this is something where people come here and they're like, why I don't want to go back into this. I don't want to go back into that. I'm a fairly good cook. Gonna jump into the business. What Restaurant Week does is give them a little bit of a boost twice per year and visibility, and gives them new clients to go and try the restaurant. Right. A little bit of bump, and hoping as well a little bit of bump in sales. That every restaurant could do with a bump in sales right now, no matter how big you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll just get to some comments. George Fogap says, will support the restaurant. Fitness IQ Cam goes, well, go on, Roger.
Well, go on, Fitman.
Also, she says, I'm getting hungry now. Seventh Quest travel vlog. I've never heard of that before.
No.
Well, I'd like to find out more about that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
are you in Canada? Hit us up.
Yeah.
Put my email there, roger.dundas@byblacks.com.
Yeah, let's find out some more. George says, as the president of the International Afro Society, we are committed to supporting the Afro community in Canada. Well, get in touch with Roger and show some more support to the restaurant, please and thank you.
So
Roger, you know what? Okay, I'll put up. You're okay if I share your email to the general public?
Absolutely, roger.dundas@byblacks.com.
Okay, we'll do that. Also, George says, where is the restaurant week taking place? Roger?
It's right across the country, sir. So if you're showing him the page, you can scroll down and just show him the different restaurants that are participating.
Yeah,
we still have 2 more signing on. So if you can scroll down some more.
Yeah, I did. British Columbia.
So we have Calabash is downtown Vancouver, and Tommy's is in Surrey. Surrey is where a lot of African Canadians live. So that's a stronger area. In Nova Scotia, there's Brata, that's right downtown. Franny's is in Sackville, a little bit outside, just outside of Halifax. And Mary's is also just downtown as well. And then the Opus Cafe is a really nice brunch spot, which is over in Dartmouth. They're in a nice building too. This black owned building. There's a Acoma Learning Center in there. There's a couple other black owned businesses in that building as well. And Opus is at the bottom. Then in New Brunswick, in Fredericton, there's Food by Fatu, and I think they are on waiting.
Yeah, they are waiting. They're patiently waiting.
And then Orchids is a Jamaican restaurant that's in Bactouche. I'd never even heard of Bactouche, but she operates at the farmers market there. And then in Ontario, then, of course, the bulk of, there's so many restaurants right across. There's restaurants in Hamilton, Mississauga, Barrie, Markham, Whitby, and all over Scarborough and downtown Toronto. So there's a lot of people to pick from. And in Windsor. Yeah. So there's 3 restaurants in Windsor as well. And then in Montreal, we're supposed to have Tropical. Tropical, please reach out to us. We're still waiting on them to confirm their prefix menu.
All right. So there you go. Well, this is fantastic. One more question before we bring up our friend today. So Office of Tim Frey says, of the 300, 400 black restaurants that Roger has seen over the years, which black restaurants have more than 20 locations and scaling?
Tim, I don't work for you. I'm not giving you any information. I'm joking. The only one that has over 20 locations is Sunrise, as far as I know.
Okay.
I think Ritz, don't quote me, but I think Ritz has about 9. Potluck has 5. We just did a very nice article on her, Sharon Johnston. Shout out to her. And I think Caribbean Queen, they have 5, I think, as well. Location.
Niger Jollof, I think, has 6.
Which one?
Niger Jollof.
Is that 6? Okay.
Yeah.
And then Authentic Jamaican Jerk, they have 3 locations. Okay. Cheryl's has 2. Beryl's has 2. One in Ajax, one in Pickering. Real Jerk has 2. One on College and one on Gerrard.
Jamaica House used to have 2. Now they have 1. Jamaica House.
Jamaica House used to have 3, I think, at one point.
3, okay. Is it down to 2 or down to the 1?
I don't know. I haven't been there. I'm in Whitby there in Brampton.
Kennedy.
I haven't been there in such a long time. But the food, that was one of my staples once upon a time. Jamaica House.
See it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have sent Roger's email address in the comments section wherever you're watching, except Ryan's LinkedIn, because I don't have access to it. But MN says good morning. Thank you so much, MN. And then also the 7th Quest travel vlog says, come to Bactouche, New Brunswick, and Fredericton, New Brunswick, and also says, we have something for you. Come explore the Bay of Fundy and stop by Food by Fatu and Orchid's Caribbean Kitchen to send your taste buds on an errand.
Hey, whoever that is that's sending that information. You have no idea how much I want to be in New Brunswick to try that food. Yeah, that Senegalese food looks really, really good. I gotta say, and that's the thing about Restaurant Week too, is that it's everybody always thinks it's just, we're three Jamaican guys, right? So everybody thinks it's about jerk. It's not about jerk. Trust me when I tell you, some of the most delicious food I've had now is Haitian food.
Yeah. What about when we went to a BB Man project? Remember we went to that?
So Raquel is without us in peace right now, which is why she didn't participate. And she basically cooks cuisine from all countries in Africa.
Yeah, it
was Morocco,
so good.
The Ghanaian, she's Ghanaian, Nigerian. She's phenomenal.
It was so good.
I'm sorry that she couldn't participate.
Yeah, it was so good.
I've fallen in love with Nigerian street food. So I know that Blessinglicious is participating. I've also been to Afrobeat Kitchen. Their food is awesome as well. And I've fallen in love with this, suya.
Nice.
The Ghanaian food as well too. I mean, of course, vegan. Can't forget our vegan spot, right?
All right.
Eritrean food, Somalian food, Ethiopian food. I mean, it's just our food is amazing.
So we better get Fatu on here because she'll fall asleep. So one thing I'm gonna say to everybody is Roger has been to most of the restaurants, family. You see how we just wind them off, bang, bang, bang. So he has been there. He's not only styling, he's profiling. All right.
I just want to make a point because a lot of people, people have asked, this is not about trying to get free food. We don't get any. If restaurants try to give us free food all the time, and we say no because we need to pay to help them. That's not what this thing is all about. This thing is about getting people to go out and support. Go and try. So the prefixes are the special is, prefix, appetizer, entree, dessert. And of course, this season we introduced the $10 special to be a little bit more inclusive to smaller food establishments like patty shops, bakeries, juice bars, which we have 2 juice bars participating this time. And like the smaller and one more cocoa chocolate, gourmet chocolate in Whitby.
Yes.
So you have everything.
Everything. All right. This lady's been so patient, and we have the Food by Fatu on. Hello. Good morning. How you doing?
We're not hearing her.
Can't hear you. Let's see if we're going this. All right.
Hi, Ryan.
We can hear you now. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. What is your name?
Fatu.
I just want to make sure. Sure. Well, you may not have this privilege in your life. You're surrounded by 3 handsome chocolate men.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. So, Fatu, tell us about your company.
My company is Food by Fatu, Healthy Eat, Healthy Sip, and located in New Brunswick, Fredericton.
And what kind of food?
Street, we're making Senegalese food.
Yeah,
I make Senegalese food, and I be doing this since 5 years ago.
Okay.
But just for saying, English is not my first language. I will go slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay. Gentlemen, join. I don't want to ask all the conversation pieces. Anyone else? I can continue on. Who wants to join?
Well, I'm not sure if you know our operations manager, Charmaine Hussey, is in New Brunswick. So we're definitely going to get her to come and check out the restaurant. And so what brought you to New Brunswick? That seems
that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. What brought me to New Brunswick is kind of like a short story long. So long story short, is like my husband was located to New Brunswick for his work, and actually we're from Ontario, and then we moved to New Brunswick since 2014, and that's what brought me to New Brunswick, Fredericton.
Okay. And were you always in the food industry, or was that something new once you
Oh, I
got
grew up
to?
with the food industry back to Senegal. My mom was a chef, and my two brothers actually are chef, and I be surrounded by food for like a young age, teaching with my mom, and make all kind of different food, but especially fresh food. We always go early in the morning at the market to get everything fresh.
Love
Yeah,
that. Love that.
love.
How would you describe Senegalese food? I've never had it, so it's on my list. But how would you describe the flavor?
Senegalese food are very fresh, like I think like most African. But Senegalese food, we every morning, like the way I grew up, my father have a boat, and then we will have to get some fresh fish, and then go to the market and get fresh in the farmer market. Then we will get everything fresh at the market, and then come home. Every day we cook 3 times a day, and it have to be all fresh every
Wow.
day.
Nice,
And then I grew up be with my mom day in day out, to help her with her business, and that's what brought me to the love of food. And as a young kid, as you see your mom, you follow in the footsteps. When I come to New Brunswick, people who like my food keep saying, Fatu, why can you try to do this from the markets? And I'm like, what? No, but as love what I do, I started that slowly, and it's become this that I didn't thought that it will become this big, and hopefully I want it to be bigger.
love it, love it.
All right. So tell us about what the early days. How did you get started? Like, did you just get up and say, "Oh, I'm going to start a restaurant"? How did you get started? What was this journey?
My journey was I was a friend, like this is why I love this Jamaican, this Afro Caribbean.
Yes.
When I hear the name, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the best name ever for this,
Ah,
because my friend from Jamaica, we were friends because of our kids. We cook food together, and then one day she introduced me. Let's go to the farmer market, like at the Garrison Night Market. She said, "Can I invite you? You can share my booth with me. Then we can do Senegalese, Jamaican food." And that's our sign. Is if you're looking at my Facebook page somewhere, I have it there. And that was my first time doing it with her, and we get very successful for it because people love our combination together. It was a very nice time to meet her, and it's still, we still connected from that. Yeah, this is how I started the food industry.
that's so good. So what's the key dishes to try when we go to
in
Fatu's?
in Fatu's, in my place here, when we, like I say, you don't have to travel to go to Africa to eat our food, to go to Senegal, because
Uh-huh.
when you go to a restaurant, you, even though you're not in the country, you have a little bit of taste of what they is about. And if you come here, you're gonna get a little bit of Senegalese without traveling miles up from home.
Yes.
Uh, our food is based on, I do Senegalese special rice. That's one of my popular one. We do jollof rice, like from Senegal, and we do my pulayasa, and I have mafi, and I have chicken curry ball. We do a lot of things, and barbecue with
Yeah.
lamb. We call it dibitry. I have all of these things that I present people here when they come, and they can all. I make it in the day, and it's all fresh, ready to go.
Fatu, are you in this? Are you in the restaurant right now?
Yes, I am here today. I'm closed. I just like uh, coming to show you guys where my area is, and we're
Nice.
doing some work for the place to update a little bit
Mm,
the place.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I have to ask a question that
Good.
how many other black-owned restaurants are in Fredericton?
Right
Okay.
now, I think we are two. One lady, she's from Ethiopia. Her name is Anna. I don't know if she's into these in the program or not. I don't really know.
No.
Yeah, and then is me. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Gotcha,
You see,
gotcha.
not a lot. Not a
Like
lot. But
Fredericton, Fredericton is not a big city, as you
yes,
know, and this is why we need this type of things to promote that, what we all about, to share our journey with the people, because it's very important to us, like a small restaurant, to try to build the clientele as for our people to come to us, to support us, because it's an area that we little bit suffering, and hopefully in the future we will try to understand and keep them coming to support the black business owner, because if we're not supporting each other, we're missing out. How could other people support us? We have to build ourselves as moving toward
100%.
our dreams.
100%.
Yeah.
The great thing about it, just so anybody who's watching, we are working with the tourism board that operates in New Brunswick. We're also working with, I believe, 4 Black community associations to promote the restaurant specifically just in New Brunswick. So I am really hoping that those promotional vehicles, in addition to advertising that we're doing on social media, will generate some interest. But at the end of the day, if, like how Ryan says, there's he has a team member that's in New Brunswick. I'm not sure. Is she in St. John? Where's she?
I think it's considered the suburbs of New Brunswick. So
Riverview. She's in Riverview, Spatu.
Okay.
How far is that from you?
Yeah, we it's 2 hours.
2 hours.
wow, right.
That's a hike.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like I said, New Brunswick, we have so many road that is quick to come in. It's not like saturated like Ontario, like Toronto.
Yeah.
Sitting in the traffic and falling asleep here, you can get anywhere so quick because the highway and everything is so fast, and it's not too much traffic because it's not too many people, in New Brunswick. It's
Right.
not like a big city.
Right.
But people are wonderful here.
I want to ask, what's the biggest challenge you have with your business right now?
Oh, that's a good question to ask. My biggest challenge is, like I say earlier, it's like supporting to people know where we are. We're doing that, and supporting getting some funding from us. Like to publish, to say, okay, we are here. We're presenting this. This is our thing. This is our culture. That area we're suffering because not too many people know what's going on with us, and we need to get those promo out there by anybody who can help. We're reaching out to everybody who can help us to put ourselves out there. Then we can get more of these presentation from other people and other generation coming to see where we are. But right now it's very difficult, to do that. But we're working very hard to get there.
Okay. I just want to catch up on some comments here. The 7th Quest travel vlog. We are doing a fundraiser to have people head over to Botouche. If I get it wrong, it's my head, not my heart. Botouche and Fredericton to eat, even if they have the money. I think maybe you're making say even they have no money. Yeah. And then 7, they also say yay Fatou. Then also, oh, look at this. Share Nights in the house. Good morning, all. Congrats, Fatou. I love that you emphasize the freshness of your food. Do you offer dine-in also?
Yes, we have dining. People can come and sit, and we do. Looking forward to the future. We're gonna do party, birthday, and people can come and enjoy our dessert and our African tea. And Senegal, we always
African tea.
African, I do drinks, and they can come and have our fresh tea, because in Senegal we call le pays de la teranga. It's like to welcome everybody. La teranga is mean welcoming everybody, and that's the second name of Senegal, pays de la teranga. When people come, the first thing we do is give them a drink and then have tea after we set up eating, and the atmosphere going, dancing, laughing. That's all about Senegal.
And also, there's a question here for 7 Quests. Travelvlog saying, how far is your restaurant from Moncton?
Moncton.
Moncton is 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fredericton is 2 hours from everywhere.
Yeah,
Wow.
Senegalese Moncton is Moncton to me is 2 hours. Yeah.
Anyone else wanting to join? I think Ryan, you wanted to say something.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I have the main question, the main attraction. What is the prefix menu that you're offering?
Right.
Pardon?
What is in the prefix menu that you're offering?
My pre-menu, the one that I give is like the $10 one, is the Senegalese special rice that is cooked by flavorful. Everything is freshly made, and I do my own spices. Then for me, I need to want to know what's in my ingredient. Then when people who have allergy, I can tell them what is in that rice, and that means a lot to me. And that's the one I offer. This dish is all the spices and everything is made by me and freshly brewed in my kitchen.
Well,
Because
let me.
I know what I do.
Sorry, I'm going on via rail right now to see. Let me check if Porta flight out.
You're reading my alleged mod at the same thing. I'm going, oh my goodness.
I need
That's
to jump on a
a very
plane.
nice piece of chicken, isn't it?
What's what I was saying?
Oh
When the
my
next flight or
God.
the next train, I'm going, oh my goodness.
How can we get there fast?
Yeah, that really, you know?
I think we can fly to Halifax, Dr. Vibe, and then take the ferry over. I believe so.
Yeah.
I can send it to you by email. By email. You have it.
No, that's good. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Ryan, you want to add a comment or two?
I'm just curious. I know Tim Frey was in asking about what restaurants do we know that have expanded to multiple locations. So I did hear you hint that you do want it to get bigger. So what is in the vision for Fatu's going forward? Like, where do you want to see the restaurant go?
What I want to see in Fatu's restaurant is, because now I'm in a kind of small environment. I'm in a small place, not very big, but I'm happy here. And I want to build myself slowly. I'm not rushing, like, because sometimes you overdo and then you can fail. I don't want to do that.
Smart.
I want to go slowly and then, do the things I do best. Then people can come back, because I want to build the traffic. Word to mouth can go a long way, for promoting yourself. And people who have my food will talk about me, because that's how I get to social media, by the way, because I was doing this, but I was interested in Facebook or social media, and then people keep talking about me. And I'm like, people said to me 3-5 times, do you have any social media? I said, no. They talking about your food and you're not in social media. I said, I didn't even know who.
Yes.
And later on, that's what introduced me to do what I do. But as you do what you do, and for myself, I think that's the way I want to go, building it slowly, but very well done too, for people to know that I don't say I'm not going to hit bad comment, but make sure that I'm not digging myself a hole either. To get bigger, I want to be having other things, like, be at the school, doing catering, because I already doing catering, but I want to get more catering, doing weddings. Why not? Because we're doing those too. I do catering, I do weddings, but I want that to be something that I will set up with my website, then people can do their order without waiting or coming here. Those are the areas that I want to be like kicking on in the future, setting my website.
Excellent.
That's
good. Solid.
This is good. Catching up on some comments here. Frequency Event Promotion says it's amazing to see the growth and reach of the Restaurant Week. I'm sure we don't need to say, but keep up the great work.
Thank you, sir.
Seventh Press Travel Vlog says straight flight to Edmonton.
I know.
Straight. So people are wanting. You know what would be great for the future, if we actually do one of these morning vibes from one of the restaurants.
Yeah,
That would be great.
Let's make it happen.
I'm gonna tease something here.
I'm
gonna tease something.
Okay.
We're looking at doing a ByBlacks Restaurant makeover show.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What?
I'm teasing it. I'm just teasing it right now.
I'm not saying anything else. I know a little about that, but my lips are sealed.
I'm teasing it. I'm
All
just
right.
teasing it.
Sharon Knight says, me too. So she wants on that flight too. She's gonna leave Ryan and the kids home. He's coming with welcome.
Hey, that should have been our
guys-
Mother's Day gift.
You guys will fly, three of you will fly to Fredericton, and you can have that special rice and then my Senegalese jollof rice, and you can see how tasty and good it is.
All right.
All
So
right.
you got to see where it stacks up. You know, Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegalese. I didn't know they were in the running. I didn't know there was a Senegalese jollof rice.
It is so funny. It is so funny about when I have my customer from Nigeria and then Ghana who come here. It's all about, and I like that vibe of us because it's all about the joke. And actually, sometimes I will ask them, "What do you like? Do you guys speak Wolof, like my language, because like Senegalese?" And they say, "What's that?" I said, "This is where Jollof come from." And this is kind of joke we put together, but nothing like overwhelming each other, because like that's how do you feel that you have the right customer when you can talk about things. And originally Jollof rice Senegal. And when I tell them the story about it, and then some people who do not know, I show them the town where it is from. And it's like, interestingly, nicely talk about, but because that's, I say that vibe, like Dr. Vibe said, I like the vibe of communication that we can do with our customer, because it's amazing how you can learn, and specifically the markets when we at the market.
And I love that because the history of our food and it's so rich and deep and unknown. So getting to hear from you the origins, and there's so much to learn. And food is a great connector.
Yeah, I remember when I first make my bean sandwich and then a customer of mine tasted, and it's like, bean sandwich? I say, yeah, bean and a sandwich. He's like, what is that? And I'm like, well, for the first time, tried it. And then actually, like, they keep talking about it. Then one day I sit and somebody come and say, they recommended me your bean sandwich. I say, you see? And the same person who eat it, telling so many people, they come and try the bean sandwich from me.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that you can do bean sandwich because they see it in another way than we do. And I say, it's a story behind the bean sandwich, And like you say, every food you do, you have a story. And when you're cooking it too, you have that. I don't know what everybody do, but when I'm cooking, I'm so happy. Cooking make me so excited.
Yes.
Wow, we can tell. We can tell. All right. So there's some more comments here. 7 Quest Travel Vlog says Fredericton is the capital of the province. Also says, well done, Fatou. We are proud of you.
Thank you.
Yule Anderson says, you are doing good work in Canada.
Thank you.
Okay. And also 7 Quest, man, you better start following ByBlacks, ACBN, and the Doctor, because you're coming in serious today. 7 Quest Travel Vlog says food is education, cultural tapestry, and identity. I like that.
That's true.
Yes. Yule Anderson, I have to get to Toronto. We're waiting. 7 Quest Travel Vlog, food attracts and unifies cultures. Great job, ByBlacks. And then let me go to Share Night asks, what is your most popular dish?
These two, like I said before in an interview, CBC, I say that the Senegalese special rice and the jollof rice are neck and neck. Those two are really going neck and neck, and it's really make me proud of my mother, who's no longer with us. That when she was teaching me, and I keep running, and I'm like, oh, mom, why are you calling me? And I didn't want nothing to do with it. Later on, I said, she's laughing in the heavens. She said, well, look what that little girl is doing now, and because of her teaching me the right way. And that's why I pick up those special Pacific plate in my dish, and I be doing wonderful with them. Yeah.
Let me ask, if your mother was here right now, what would you say to her?
I will tell her, thank you so much for teaching me and make me the woman who I become today. Because I say yesterday, Happy Mother's Day to her in the heavens. I say, I know you're no longer with us, but I keep your memory alive because she teach me so much, you know. When I used to help, for example, with the fataya, it's like a snack we do. I think they call it meat pie. She used to teach me how to make the dough, and I'm like,
you really want me to book my flight right now, don't you?
yeah. And it was
Okay.
just something that a little girl, who anybody like, you don't interested in too much, you will help, but you like you auntie, your friend, and things like that. But later on life, I learned that what she was teaching me, she was preparing me to become somebody that later on life, whatever it be in my face, I can tackle it without problem.
Brian,
And
go
I
ahead.
think,
I don't want to put you on the spot, but would
Oh,
love.
what you're going to anyways.
Would you be able to share with us the story of jollof rice?
Yeah, I was you. That was what
Right?
I'm curious.
the jollof rice.
Yes.
Oh, jollof rice, because our language is Wolof. We speak Wolof. That's our national language in Senegal. And then we have a section of Senegal is named Jollof. And actually, I have it in my phone. It's location that we have in the map that, you know, this is where is related to us. And we call it chebujan. We call it chep in Senegal, the jollof rice. We call it chebujan.
Okay.
And then we have so many of them. This is why you see the Senegalese special rice is a rice that we do when we have weddings and things like that. That's why I call it Senegalese special rice. Either of our dish have a story behind it.
I love it.
I will show you about jollof in Senegal. And
Okay, while you're
you
finding
guys can
that.
see in the map.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's like, but we can share it with everybody because it's not the name that important, it's what we do as a community.
Yes.
Who do what in your time? How do they cook it? How do they make it? We all are similar, but they have different name and different meaning for everybody. And I think the world is that big, and our community community are that big that each of us make different jollof rice. My jollof rice in Senegal is always have vegetable. We have cabbage, we have lot of veggie inside because, like I said, we need to set things to be fresh. We put cabbage, we put carrots, we put a lot of different things with it to accompany to reduce the carb in it. Like that, you can have both. You can have fish, you can have protein, you can have your veggie on the same dish. And sometimes we will put, if we do the Senegalese chebujan, we will have the fish cooked and then put tiny fish balls and it accompany the taste of both. And little bit of shrimp sometimes. It depends what mood I am.
Yeah.
Charmaine Hussey says great information.
Yeah.
Food industry is a sure success. So Charmaine, you need to get there and you need to take pictures or do an IG live. We want to know what's going on there. You're going to be our beta tester. And also, Karen Knight says, "Oh, that's beautiful. Condolences to you. Phenomenal job, Fatou. Good
Thank
stuff."
you. Thank you.
So what are your business hours?
What
hours?
My hours are, I come Tuesday because Monday is my day off. I come Mardi, what is Mardi? Tuesday to Wednesday, Friday until Friday. Yeah, I open 8 to 4:30. Friday I'm at 8 to 4:30. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
But later on, I will definitely change my hour when I get more support, and then I will get because now most of the work is me by family who's helping me. But as I grow, I want to do until dinner time. Then people can do because I do take out too. I do take out. Yeah.
Okay.
So, go ahead, Roger.
So I want to interrupt this broadcast to try and do something. Is there anybody on the call that's in Fredericton right now?
Yeah.
Put the first person from Fredericton who puts their information in the chat. I'm going to give you $100 gift certificate to go and eat at Goodbye Fatou. Let's get it.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
Virgin. As a matter of fact,
That's a good one. People get in.
If I'm planning to
as
go,
a matter
can
of
I
fact, if you're in
enter?
New Brunswick.
Hold on.
What if I'm going?
No. You want to get
That'll
somebody
cover
who's
half
already
my
here.
ticket.
No.
He
Fatu,
has
I
to
will
book his
coordinate.
ticket, and he can be in Fredericton in a minute.
How long is the flight?
Okay.
Hour and a half? We'll make it
Okay,
happen.
so hold
Who do
on.
we have?
Hold on here. Now, Roger, hold on. So, 7th Quest Travel Show says, Travel Vlog says, I'm in St. John, and then says traveling there.
Oh,
Okay. We'll work. So he's doing.
We don't
They are.
open
So
today.
they are doing a fundraiser. That's what they said earlier.
Yes.
To take some people. So I'm going to contribute $100 to go to Food by Fatu. I will get the gift certificate from Fatu and send it to you digitally. Can I get that, Fatu?
Yeah, we have the gift certificate here too that I can show.
Okay.
People
Perfect.
Can, I have my
Okay.
gift
So-
certificate. I forget to take it out. It's in my thing.
Perfect. So what's the name of that person?
7th
Can
Street.
you
Yeah, they
please-
email Roger. You go scroll through because you're watching on YouTube. If
Yep.
you scroll through the comments, I put Roger's email address there. I leave it to you.
Yep.
100%.
And congratulations.
That's awesome. That's
and of
awesome.
course,
Thank you
take
so much.
some-
Thank you.
take
I
some
appreciate
pictures.
it. Yeah, thank you. Hopefully
make
one
sure
day
you-
when you're traveling to Nova Scotia, you stop by.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
100%.
That will be a
100%.
pleasure of mine.
Yes.
So, what is the best thing that we can do for Fatu?
The best thing you can do is to share my story. I know that we don't have a lot of time to tell all about what we want to say, but this what
you
we
got
got-
some
what
ti-
you
you still
guys
got
can-
some
what-
time.
What you guys doing is helping us a lot in a long way, because it look like maybe it's small for you, but it's not small for us, because for us is a big thing. When I was like yesterday, I said to my husband, I said, oh my gosh, tomorrow I'm gonna be seeing people that like it's gonna be how I'm gonna react. And his advice to me is be yourself.
100%.
That's the
There you
best
go.
way to go for things.
There you
And
go.
he said that don't do something that is not in your element. And I really like that, because that put me who I am to chill. And just to share my story, and then promote to try to bring people here. I already follow you guys. I will follow the Rajas and what's the one? Ryan. I will follow you. I don't know what's
ECBN.
name and to follow in Instagram. I
Okay.
will pick up the name to
Oh, that
follow
one's
you guys.
ACBN_Canada. I'll put it
And
in
mine is the DRVIBESHOW, the Dr. Vibe Show. Well,
Yeah, I
somebody-
already follow Dr. Vibe on Instagram.
thank you. And then, so Yule says home recipes. I don't understand what you've written, Yule. I don't understand that. You're gonna have to do a redo on that. Then Charmaine Hussey says, I will be there. I invited friends in Fredericton, Moncton, Dieppe, and Riverview.
Wow.
Wow, that will be awesome.
In.
So it's gonna be so it's an ACBN takeover.
Hey,
Yeah,
ACBN's
man.
national now.
You see that? I will do this dance like we do. The vibe dance.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just like sharing. It is amazing how could when we come together, what we can accomplish. It's
Yes,
true
yes.
in this
100%,
story. Like for
100%.
me, that's what I say. I say nothing is too small. When you come together, you can make a big tight bow, but a strong one. That's what we want.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yule Anderson says the national fish dish in Senegal. Oh,
It's Jebujan.
all right. There we go. I have clarity. All right.
It's Jebujan. Yeah.
All right. Got it.
We
Got
eat it every day.
Got it. That's fantastic. Okay. Well, we got some. I don't know how much time. I don't want to take up too much of your time and you're on a day off too, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. What's the give me a success that you've had during your business. A success, a great moment.
The moment that really touched me, it was when I do the Black History Month and I do the cater there. It was so warming to me.
I heard about that. I heard about that.
And when they show what I accomplished, and then I heard some people from the native say that when they taste my because they about salmon, and we do the presentation about what is what that day, and they taste the salmon was the jollof rice I made. She come to me and she say, I grew up cooking salmon, but that's the best salmon I ever eat. Wow. That was something that was amazingly touching to me.
Okay.
That was a big. It wasn't just about the cooking, but to see us all in one room was amazing to me to see.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, so I don't know if you want to stay on, you can. It looks like Natalie from Jam Burrito is here. Her camera isn't on, but I'm going to bring her up. If you want to stay on, no problem. If not, we no problem. If you have to get going, it's up to you.
I can stay a little bit longer than I can take.
No problem. So, Food by Fatu, there's a Facebook. There's the Instagram. It's also in the comments section on most of the platforms we're broadcasting live on today. And looks like we're going to bring on Natalie from Jam Burrito. Natalie, are you with us? You have to take yourself off mute. You with us?
Hello, family. Yes, I am. How are you?
Outstanding. How are you today?
I am well. Thank you for the invitation. I am well, family. Thank you.
Good, good, good. Well, let's hear about Jam Burrito.
Well, Jam Burrito, just to sum it up, it is a fusion restaurant, a Jamaican Latin American fusion restaurant. It's a twist on familiar items under both cultures with a twist, a different flavor. So, for example, with the burrito, which is very popular in Latin America, you can have an oxtail burrito, jerk chicken burrito, or your vegetable burrito.
Pause. Hold on. I heard oxtail burrito.
Yes.
Where is this? Where's Jam Burrito located?
It's in Windsor.
That sounds really yummy. I like burrito.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a drive out there. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Please continue with the menu.
Okay. That's okay. It's just a different twist, and even with the famous Jamaican patty and coca bread, you can have that as well with the oxtail, the jerk chicken, and of course you gotta have that fried bread plantain in there. So it's just putting a twist on familiar food items where people can say, I've never had it this way before, right? So it captures the attention of every different culture. That because Jamaican food is very popular, so is Latin American food. So it brings in people that are familiar with those two cuisines. I've had people come to the restaurants who have never tasted oxtail, believe it or not, but they've heard of it.
Which is a crying shame.
And they'll come in and say, I want to try this oxtail.
So,
okay.
So Natalie, if you ever need a oxtail brand ambassador, Ryan is your guy.
Listen, I'm checking my afternoon calendar to maybe I have to make a drive out to Windsor.
Ryan is.
I gotta head to New Brunswick and then back to Windsor.
Oxtail.
Like I said, it's just
all for the love of food. All for the love of food.
You already traveled, seeing the food already there.
So how did the restaurant start?
The restaurant is actually a COVID baby. I've been in I've not worked anywhere else but the food industry.
Wow.
After leaving college, I did my internship at Sandals Resorts in Jamaica.
What?
And that's where I got my training. Yes, I grew from there as an intern, then food and beverage training manager, and then food and beverage manager, and then food and beverage director. I'm the first female food and beverage director at Sandals Resorts, and also then to wedding.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And then my son wanted to come home to Canada. I don't know. I purposely, to be honest with you, and I will confess, I purposely brought him back in winter, hoping he would change his mind. He never did. He never did. So I came back to
determination.
Canada. Of course, because he was born here. I used to at the time live here. I'm back here as well, as you know. And it was as I said, managers just food and beverage, and then there's COVID, and of course everybody have their COVID story, their COVID experience, and I just like, you know, the account is going in one direction, nothing is coming back, and I'm like, I got to do something, and I took some money from a bill that I had, $300 to be exact. So that bill was already going to be $300 short. And I called some car dealerships that were very popular, Highway 10 in Brampton right there. And I said, listen, I know right now everybody's skeptical about food and ordering. I said, but if you give me the opportunity, I will cater for your car dealership. There was like 10 car dealerships on me. I just wanted to try that. Just take this chance on me, which clearly they did. And from there, I landed a catering contract, and we just started growing from home. And we outgrew home. Yes. So that's the background on John Burrito. You know, before I went to the car dealerships, I contacted my friends, my bishop, and I said, listen, I want you to be as brutal in your feedback as possible. Right now, I'm not your friend. You don't like me. You don't want you. I want you to be as brutal as possible in your feedback, and they did not hold back. They did not hold back, and that's how John Burrito came to life.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Where do you get your tenacity from? Because it seems like no, and I'm saying that as a compliment.
I don't even know where I get it from. I believe that nothing really beats your own, right? And you have to really and truly be determined to make it. And the only way you can really test yourself is by trying. That's the only way you can test your capabilities and trust the fact that the product that you have, people are going to love it. Because in this industry, you can't lie to yourself. You have to be so true to yourself. You know, it's like you can't prune your own roses when you really think about it. Because there's certain things you have to know where to cut and all of that. And at the end of the day, that determination, that courage, that tenacity, I believe it is born with. I don't think you can buy it. I don't think you can sell it. I think tenacity is something that you have as an individual is born with. The problem is we need to know when and how to give birth to it. Wow. I just believe that's just what it is. You just got to know when to give birth to it. And the birth is painful because starting a business, you can't go in and say, the first month I'm going to be making this amount of money. God forbid, the first year I'm going to be making this amount of money. So the birthing and the developing of that, it is very painful. But you got to have that tenacity.
I hear her. That's true. That's 100% truth.
Wow. Yes. Fire. Man,
I'm clapping for her because that's what she said is very painful.
Yes.
This doesn't come like people think. You have to push and knock, and it is difficult.
It is very difficult. It is very difficult. Sometimes you don't know where the next is coming from. You just know that there is a next, and for you to meet that next, you got to step. You don't know where the next is coming from. You just know you got to meet the next, and you got to step.
Fire.
I remember when my bishop my bishop was one of the guinea pigs, and I remember when he called me and he goes, Sonali, I heard that you're opening the business, and he goes, I am going to give you your first and last. He goes, because everybody needs a start. He goes, everybody needs a start, and I'm going to cover your first and last. And that came from my bishop, and then with we had a jerk wings to the menu, and his wife said, you gotta make this sauce, you gotta try this sauce, Cincinnati. I went to the Bahamas and it's jerk and barbecue sauce and guava barbecue sauce.
Oh,
and I said to her, describe the flavor to me.
No. What sauce? What sauce?
Okay.
It's mango barbecue and guava barbecue, but I don't have the guava barbecue because it's not really a popular or well-known fruit on this side. So I instead of the guava, I made pineapple barbecue because
Oh.
pineapple flavor and jerk, they complement each other. And I've yet to taste her sauce because I've yet to connect with her. And I just said to her, describe the flavor to me so I can wrap my brain around it. And I remember I brought it to my son and my husband, and we were in that kitchen for over 10 hours perfecting those two sauces to sell with the jerk wings. And let me tell you, they're a hit. So the next stage, hopefully, is to bottling our sauces.
Wow. Okay, let's catch up on some comments.
Good
Dr.
stuff, good
Tachi
stuff.
says, "Good morning, all. Dr. Tachi, the power behind Indie Soup Media TV. Go join it. You will see replays of this and other conversations I host and other great content creators on there."
Nice.
Ryan Singh, sweet good morning. Big up to Ryan Singh. Ryan Singh has a documentary film that premiered at Cineplex Odeon Cinema here in Toronto called Ray of Hope. Also featured in Variety magazine in the last few days, like one of the industry trades in the film and entertainment industry. Also is on his way to, I don't know if you tell us, Ryan, if you're going to be able to bring that film to Cannes.
Oh, wow. Is that France?
Film Festival. Yes. So Frequency Event Promotion says, "I like this business owner. Hashtag tot dead tings."
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Tachi is clapping emoji. Also, Frequency Event Promotion says, fire, and also says, "I'm going to your church this coming Sunday."
Oh, yes.
And then Ryan Singh does confirm he is taking his documentary Ray of Hope, and we had a hosted a conversation with a number of the people involved in that film a few weeks ago. Catch the replay. He is taking it to Cannes, and he says discussing with buyers. So, family, if you can check it out, doesn't matter what background, your cultural background, it's a powerful story, and especially in Canada, many of us have had that immigrant journey.
Yes.
So we need to support. Ryan is fire. So I'm glad we stayed on for you. Like we're going like serious bonus time. So how did the restaurant start?
Over Jamboree. So as I said, it started from home, and then my husband, he got a job in Windsor. Home at the time was Brampton. He got a job in Windsor, and I'm up for anything. I'm up for the challenge of new, right? And when we came to Windsor, we were driving around, just getting familiar with the place. And my husband is more a TikTok person than I am. And he was following, just getting familiar with the Black community on the Windsor side, right? Yep. So he got in touch with an influencer, and the influencer was talking about her experience to the only Jamaican grocery store on this side. So of course we were for it. So when he found it and he says, he goes, "Wife, there's a Jamaican grocery store down here." We immediately got up, didn't even check the time of operation, and we drove to the grocery store. Of course it was closed, but we were so excited just to find one of our own, you know? So we did. And then when he was talking to the influencer, he said, "You know what, me and my wife were looking for a location, you know, a decent price." In between that, I said to my husband, "You know what, let's introduce the restaurant to your workplace. Let's introduce it at this price." I said, right now, the price is not the focus. The for them to gravitate to this new product is my focus. I want to bring them familiar. I will deliver the food Fridays only, because we got to control that for their lunch. And plus Friday was their payday, so it all worked out. It's all about wisdom.
Smart.
All about wisdom. All about wisdom. Yeah. And we brought it to them, and they love it, where we're getting orders every Friday. And then they started saying, "When is the restaurant coming?" Long story short, the influencer found a place, and she goes, I was driving by, I saw this place, and you guys go check it out. We went and we checked it out. Very big place, and it's the lengthwise, and I'm like, yo, this we don't need this space. And then I said, for this price, we're gonna get 2 out of 1. We just didn't know what the 2 would be. The 2 is now gonna be the sauce in the back, because that's length, right? Yeah. And we got it at a very good price, because the price that we got it for, we could not get that anywhere at all in the GTA.
No,
period.
absolutely not.
We
Absolutely
could not
not.
get it at that
Absolutely
point.
not.
So that's how the restaurant came to birth. And we market in the sense where word of mouth is our biggest market. Because right now on Jamborito, we're sitting at 5-star, I believe 43 or 44 reviews. And when I tell you, because we're so close to the Detroit border, I have had customers, the first time this blew me away, when the customer came to me, actually they came and they said that they found us on Google. And I said, oh, that's nice. They said, so which other store did you go to? You visited? They go, no, you don't understand. We didn't come to Windsor on a tour. We came to Windsor because reviews of your restaurant. So I still couldn't wrap my head around that. I said, hold on a minute. You're telling me you drove from Detroit, joined the line, come to the border at customs, handed your documents just for the food that you read about? And they goes, yes, we did. And let me tell you, it has been like 7 to 10 customers since then with a similar story. One of the customers, he goes, I have never been to Canada.
Wow, what are we talking about?
Canada. It's on the reviews. He goes, but I had to come and taste this food. And to top it off, he had a rough time at the border. Because they could not believe that he would just come in for food. I don't know, because of his structure. I don't know the reason why he had a rough time. He had a rough time. So because he didn't come to, he goes, I was also unsure if my card was going to work for the payment, but it was worth the risk. Because he's never been to Canada. He's never been to Canada. Never been to Canada. That one blew my mind.
Wow.
But the market is done by just the feedback of people, just the review of people. And at the end of the day, with my experience, I always believe that the feedback of your customers are important because you will maintain, repeat, and you will bring new. Yes. I don't want to be associated with the what don't you have today question when they enter our establishment. I want nothing to do with that. I do not want to be associated with the she's full of attitude. I do not want to be associated with those stigma that I think are
positive vibes.
Yes, you understand what I'm saying? So my husband is the same energy you're going to get. My son is a little bit more passive, but you'll get that customer service and that quality food every time you come to the restaurant.
Wow. Wow. So let me ask, if Ryan and I came in, what would you recommend to your at your restaurant?
Popularity, it would either be the oxtail bowl or the jerk chicken. If it's something light, it's a patty sandwich.
You have to recommend me nothing.
Bowl is the seller.
Oxtail bowl, oxtail burrito. You can make some recommendations for Dr. Vibe, but I have my requests ready. I'll just call it ahead.
The mac and cheese, jerk chicken, and oxtail mac and cheese is very good as well.
Let me ask, because you've had a journey in this industry.
Yes.
How do you decide what you put on your menu?
I decide because I'm taking stuff off the menu is based on, because my son is more responsible for the social media aspect of it. Everybody's appointed to their strength, right? And it's based on the feedback of the customers, number one. And I listen and I observe a lot when the customers are speaking and what the trend is. The reason why oxtail became so popular because it's a trend on social media. That's what it is. Because in our community, we've known about oxtail a long time. But because of the trend that it is now, where you're having the oxtail mac and cheese, oxtail patty, and everything oxtail, so that's what come out. So if we're not following the trends regarding food, then we're going to have a problem. In regards to how I decide is because people were always looking for familiar but new. You know what I mean? I know it's a play on words, but people are always looking for a twist on that. Because when you have someone that loves Jamaican food, it's like they've already tasted it all. But when you add a twist in that mix, you're drawing them back to say, you know what, let me go and try this new way of having mac and cheese, this new way of having patty. Like our cocoa bread, you will not get it anywhere else. Why? Because when we moved in where the restaurant was, we were walking the area and I found this Ghanaian restaurant bakery, and they make agigi bread. I think that's what it's called. I'm quite certain I'm saying it wrong, right? And it's my husband's favorite bread in Brampton. And lo and behold, we're passing the actual bakery. I went in and I said, listen, we're moving over there. You and I share a lot of things together. Some are obvious, some are not. I said, are you familiar with Jamaican patty? He goes, no. I said, that's okay. We can fix that. Google will let you know what it looks like. I said, so are you familiar with the cocoa bread? He goes, no. I said, you got the ingredients for bread? We got that fixed. So I showed him all the cocoa bread. I said, listen, I want the patty between this bread as a sandwich. That's what I want. I know how your bread tastes and I love it. And let me tell you, I order my bread directly from the bakery across the street because that's the contract we have. And customers said, they listen, I have never had cocoa bread like this before. You're not going to get that cocoa bread nowhere else because it's Ghanaian made.
Right.
You know, I love
That's
how you say this.
exclusive.
I love how you say you put the twists on things. Like my major mentor, it's like peanut butter and jelly. Like people never thought those two things would go together. Like there was peanut butter, there was jelly, and I'm sure many years ago, people said, there's no way they could go together. They go together well.
Yes, they do.
They go together well.
Try it.
Yeah, just gotta try it. Ryan, we got some time because this is like lots of people are watching this. So family, put in your comments. Is actually, you know what? I know Ryan has something to say, but I'm gonna catch up on comments. Ryan Singh says 12, 3, 6, and 9. That means at times his film is playing at the Eglinton Cineplex Odeon. Now, also, Frequency Event Promotion says, not sure if anyone's seeing or hearing this all, but entrepreneurship is alive and growing.
Yes.
Also, he also says, hashtag the challenge of new. And Ryan Singh says, I'm so happy to be hearing this story. He also says, your restaurant is the destination, baby. And also says so Frequency Event Promotions, hashtag documented food. Also, Jam Burrito, quote, makes you cross the border.
Literally.
Yeah, I love that tagline.
Also, it says, Ryan says, bring Africa into your food.
Yes.
Also, Shirley Jonesma says, we just moved to Stratford. We will visit your place for the bread and the burrito. Hello.
So
hello. And you know, and Dr. Tati says, congratulations to Ryan Singh on his film also. So how long has the restaurant been in existence?
October of last year. As in brick and mortar is of October of last year. But it was established in COVID 2020.
Okay,
right. Like just doing the catering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And I'm curious, I know you're establishing yourself in Windsor, and I typically ask entrepreneurs, where do you envision the company going? Are there other cities on the hit list, or are you really just digging into Windsor for now?
What he wants is his oxtail so he can just take a 5-minute drive.
Ajax is very oxtail barren. We need so anything that we can bring to the
oxtail
east side.
Barren.
We're focusing on Windsor, of course, but we do have our eye on London because we're working backwards. So we're working our eye and our vision is the Windsor, London, back to the GTA, because the GTA is overwhelmed with both cuisine, but not my cuisine. Because when I did research it, it doesn't exist anywhere. Period. At all. The fusion that I offer does not exist. But I'm working backwards because most of my customers on this side is not my own, because we don't have a lot this side.
Right.
We don't have a lot this side. So most of my customers are not my own.
London is a good place. There's a lot of people. London has a very high African population. Very big. Actually, I would encourage you. Go ahead.
I would encourage you to talk to Tim Frey about, because you already have that kind of training with what you've done with Sandals. So to be able to systemize that and franchise it, I think you'd be in a good spot to start expanding out. But of course, at your pace. But having a conversation with him, I think it would be really good.
Absolutely open to it.
All right, Ryan.
No smart person.
And I love the name. Like the name. Yeah.
No, Ryan Singh says franchising opportunities available. They see already people are saying we want this, which is good.
Nice. I love that.
What with as much energy as you have, what is the biggest, I was going to say challenge, biggest opportunity that you face on a regular basis? What's the biggest challenge that you face right now with Jam Burrito?
The biggest challenge that we face is, I would say, More marketing. That's what I face. It is a challenge because it's the old school mathematics. To make money, you got to spend money, right? And marketing requires that because remember we're still in a community that is not majority us, and it's food that is not popular as a fusion. So
Right.
it is new,
Right.
right? So with the marketing, that's what we have to keep pushing out there over and over and over and over. And at times it can be challenging because the business is still in its fetal stage,
Right.
right? Which means that it is not fully developed, which means that financially it's also a strain as well. It is the confidence that we have in the product
Yeah.
is what's keeping us going, not money, because we're not in profit yet, clearly, right?
Wow.
As is expected, right? As in
Right.
most restaurants, right? And so it's not money that is keeping us afloat. It is the determination and the repeat and the new customers that are coming. That's just what it is. So that's
Okay.
our biggest challenge. The biggest challenge is always finances, but it's also marketing as well. Yes.
Well, look at this. So we have a few more comments. Opal Inspired says, makes me want to do a foodie road trip. Hey.
I'm good. I'm
Do it.
good with that.
Okay. So, and Roger had to jump off. We need a black, I think you're probably saying a black fund that supports restaurants specifically. I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah, and he corrected that. And Frequency of Event Promotion says the strategy behind connecting with a car dealership, any room to duplicate this business strategy that simply worked to land a corporate client.
Yes, I reached out to Chrysler because the Chrysler plant is literally just up the street from me. I've
Wow.
also tried to make contact with a hospital that's across the street. It's a metal door that I have encountered with both, but I believe that you can get boulders to hit down metal doors. It's just to get the right size boulder, really.
Maybe we should maybe chat offline. I think I have a strategy for you to at least get a meeting.
I'm okay with that.
So touch base with Roger, have him speak with Roger, and if you want to include myself and or Ryan in the conversation, we provided some suggestions because it's once you get the meeting, I think it's a home run.
I agree.
It's
Thank
getting
you.
the meeting that counts.
Yes.
Get the meeting that counts. Okay. Yule Anderson says, see you guys soon. Take care. No problem, Yule. And then Seventh Quest Travel Log says this. They say we need more awareness and advocacy for funding Black food entrepreneurs. Wow.
Yes.
God bless them for hanging in there. Nice. Frequency of Event Promotion says, I like this business owner. I think a lot of us do.
Yes.
All right. Frequency of Event Promotion says, at Roger Dundas, I like that idea, community funding pot for business owners. I think Roger's saying specifically for those in the food industry. I think he's being very specific.
Yes.
In the food industry and that's one of the challenges. There's so much competition just for one thing, and there's all these different types of business out there and all competing a lot of times for the same grant. And
yes.
I had a conversation before we went live about this today, that the thing is, when a grant goes out, there's so many people applying for it, they have to cut it off, and some people don't get in.
Yes.
It goes
And
to
if I may,
go ahead.
And if I may, in support of that as well, is that because we opened this restaurant with all the money, with the money that we had from our catering. It was not a loan from anywhere. This was literally our savings and just from the catering and building up to this, right?
Wow.
So we have no capital, we have no reserve. We have absolutely no reserve in the back, because when we reached out to the banks, there is one, I think it's a Black entrepreneur program, something or another. And when we reached out to them, it was a no. And when we even talked to other loan officers, they said to us, and I'm trying to be verbatim, as much verbatim as I can. And they said, to be honest with you, banks are not open to giving, to lending money to any restaurant opening right now. Any startup.
Wow.
He goes to me, because it was more than one, they would be more receptive to franchise opening, as in the Tim Hortons, the McDonald's, because there's no way you can lose on those.
Right.
Right?
Risk
So just to let you guys know what we are actually facing
This is good. This is good from the front lines. Everyone
Yes.
hearing
Yeah,
this.
we need to develop our own franchises.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. That's okay. Seven Quest Travel Vlog says, I have lost hope in grant applications, at least for now. Frequency of Rent Promotion says, at the Dr. Vibe show, I stand corrected and agree with the niche funding pot exclusive for food business. Absolutely. Absolutely. With your business, man, you've already given success stories. People coming across the border who have never been to this country before.
That's amazing.
That's a new one. Going to another country to get food and not even sure if they're going to get into the country. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's the wild thing.
At the border, that person border, the guy at the border. Where are you going? Going to Windsor. Why? To get some food. Where are you going? I'm going to Jam Burrito. Can you imagine an American? What? Jam what?
He said to get an oxtail burrito.
Oh,
and the guy said,
sorry.
What is that?
I stand corrected.
I've never heard of that, sir.
And the oxtail. You'll probably say, here, well, you can't show your phone at the border because they jam it. Well, here's a picture of what I'm looking at. You go. You're through.
He probably said, "Bring one back for me." That's what got him through.
That's what got him
Bring
through.
one back
Bring one through. Frequency of Air Promotion says, "Go to another bank." You know what? That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
If one says no,
they're all singing the same song.
They're all looking at the same information. Share Knight says, "Congrats." Maybe place some flyers on cars in the hospital parking lot. Hospital workers workers maybe on a break who love to order from local restaurants or go there for lunch. Good idea. And Cher does work in the hospital industry, so she's talking from experience. Frequency of Rent Promotions goes yes at Cher Night. Guerrilla marketing, yes, and yes. All right, Ryan Singh. Look at this. My daughter is asking me to bring back food from France. This idea is trending beyond borders. Hello.
Wow.
Hello. So we just need to help you get the meeting. That's it. Because once you get the meeting, you see, and the thing is, when they first meet you, you gotta get them to buy you, and I don't think that'll be difficult.
Thank you.
I don't think, because all you have when you first meet these people is your story.
Thank you.
That's it.
Ryan,
anything you're wanting to add?
No, I'm checking my calendar. I'm gonna I'll be at Windsor, so I really appreciate you being on with us.
No, okay. I actually have a conversation piece, because some people may not know what is a burrito. No, I'm not making a some. I have
that is true.
That is true. I don't make assumption. What is a burrito?
It is a tortilla shell, a big round tortilla shell filled with whatever toppings you want. So you can make because you can have a breakfast burrito. You can have it's whatever the filling is. So the what makes the burrito is the way that it's rolled, the shell that it's in, and the end product, because you got to still put it back on the press to seal it. So not any shell can be used as a burrito shell, as a tortilla shell.
100%. Okay, another thing I want to ask from you, and let me just get it. So I'm going to put up on the screen your prefix menu. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. I'm going to put up on the screen because it is so out of bounds. Let me just put it up here. Yes, here we go. This is dangerous. This is legitimately dangerous what you're offering on the I saw this before I went live and go, does you really want me to go to Windsor? So first up, appetizer, talk about it. Stuffed cheese patty sandwich, go.
The stuffed cheese patty sandwich, what it is, it's an authentic Jamaican patty that we get from the GTA. We aligned it with Michelin's patty, which is very popular, well good. I chose that patty because of the amount of stuffing that it is. And how it is, we do it is that we open the patty, we put the lettuce and the tomato and the cheese. We make sure the patty is hot enough because we bake it in our back in the oven so that the cheese can be melted. Then we add our jerk barbecue sauce, which is made in-house. All our sauces are made in-house. We do not purchase our sauces. And of course, we put it back on the panini press to warm the bread. So what makes it tasty again is that ghee bread that I told you about, and the fact that you literally get it hot. So it's a hot sandwich that you can never get cold.
Next up, jerk chicken bowl burrito. Oh, this looks good. Jerk chicken bowl burrito. Talk to me about this, please.
So this is our succulent jerk chicken burrito, which is made from the thigh. We only use the thigh of the chicken because of it captivates the flavor and the juiciness. There is a secret to why our chicken is always juicy and tender, which I cannot share because it is like the Colonel Sanders. It's a secret I can't share.
Yes,
but
Colonel,
you can have jerk thigh anywhere else, but you won't get this type anywhere else because we tenderize it using something else to get it tenderized before we clean it and wash it and soak it and marinate it. All our jerk thighs, all our jerk chicken is actually marinated at minimum of 2 nights before we put it on the grill for it to be done. And of course, you do have the toppings of your choice, whether it's corn, whether it's Napa cabbage, which is a Korean cabbage. The reason why I chose Napa cabbage for this because outside of the regular lettuce, when heat touches regular lettuce, it gets soft and it's no longer palatable. With Napa cabbage, it does not lose its crunch. So it brings a fresh taste to your meal. So whether you do it in the form of a burrito or a bowl, when you're biting into it, you're going to always get that crispiness, that crunchiness. And the Napa cabbage is the only cabbage that brings that. It is not as hard as the regular cabbage you're used to in the Black community, the Jamaican culture. And it is not as soft as the iceberg. So it's a perfect texture for something like this. So that's why I chose the Napa cabbage. And of course, you can use the pineapple slaw if you want as well. That's also our little thing that we have going. You can choose whatever topping that you want based on what we offer.
Yes. I love the research and development that goes into this.
R&D
is
I like
legit.
Okay, so you got pina colada, jerk barbecue, or jam burrito sauce to top it?
Yes, those are the in-house sauces that we made.
Out of bounds. And then dessert not offered. There's a jerk chicken mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, yes.
Okay.
Which is our spin on mac and cheese, of course, because mac and cheese is very popular globally wherever you are. So we do a spin on that as in the ingredients because we do add the jerk powdered seasoning to the making of the actual mac and cheese to bring out the flavor of the jerk chicken once it's topped with that. We do add the fried plantain to bring that sweetness to balance out the spice because the dressing used on the jerk barbecue on the mac and cheese is actually the jerk barbecue dressing. So it's already a sweet and spicy type of thing. So we don't want the spice to be overpowered because it takes away the satisfaction of the meal, right? If you do want it extra spicy, you do have that option to add hot sauce, but that's what that one is.
Wow. You know, one of the wonderful things about this conversation, Roger is back.
You heard oxtail bowl and you heard
remember I don't eat oxtail. I don't eat red meat. But the chicken thigh in the burrito, that got me.
That brought you back, right? That brought you back?
No, I had to do a run. I had to do a drop off at the GO train. And these family responsibilities still remain. Right?
Understood.
Right, Ryan knows this.
I am. So do I. Family things.
Yes.
So just catching up on the comments. Baluja Ramoni says, shout out to you, Ryan. Dr. Tachi says, this sounds divine. Dr. Tachi, when you coming up here to enjoy this restaurant week?
We have to send a ticket for her.
Yeah,
we got to work on that.
Frequent Represent Promotion says, Ryan and Dr. Vibe, great show. We ain't finished yet. Dr. Tachi goes, good Lord. And then she said, that jerk chicken burrito looks delish.
Out of bounds, man. Out of bounds. I was going to drive to Windsor this week. I swear to God. And then I found out that I have some family duties I need to. AKA soccer tournaments.
Yes, there you go. There you go. There you go.
I may still come.
We're ready for you.
So, Roger, do you have any conversation pieces for Natalie?
For Natalie? No, you know what? Natalie and I had a great conversation.
Yes, we did.
Very, very good conversation. I think she's covered off everything here with respect to her training at Sandals, which is one of the best culinary training hotels in the world. So, understand people that this is a first-class chef.
Absolutely.
As Jamaicans would say, we're not dealing with a little dibby chef.
Yeah.
Understand? And I love the concept of the burrito. There's one other participant, Tommy's Jerk in Vancouver, who does the same thing, that jerk chicken burrito, and it's amazing. Amazing. When I mean amazing, I really it's a shame that, and this is one of the reasons why we're doing this restaurant week, is to normalize the purchasing of food from the African Canadian community or the Black community, right? We want to normalize it, just like how it's normal for people to say, let's go for Chinese.
Yep.
Let's go for pizza, which is Italian.
Yep.
Right? Let's go for Indian. You don't hear people say, oh, let's go for, well, I guess people say, let's go for jerk. But I've never heard anybody say that. No. So we want to normalize that thing, that people just say that, right? Let's go out for that cuisine.
Natalie, I know you're a fan of Rogers Loves You, because when he was offline, when you said the thing you need the most is marketing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, and Roger and I'm sure Ryan, we have these conversations. Not too many restaurants would answer that first.
There's a theory. There's a theory that many people have put forward, and Camille actually doubled down on this theory that, and Natalie, you are running your business, I believe, with a very small staff as well, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, and smaller restaurants. So, if you extrapolate the Sunrise and all those bigger restaurants out of the equation, right? And you come down to a smaller restaurant, that's just 2 people, 3 people sometimes running the restaurant. After they're done prepping the food, cleaning the restaurant, cooking the food, serving the food, they're done.
Yeah.
They're wiped.
Yeah.
They're completely wiped out. So, to then stop and market, it's like, oh my God, when am I going to find the time to do that? But this is what I encourage restaurants to do. This is very simple strategy, right? Ready? Take a picture and video of you preparing your food, because you do that.
Yeah. Document, right? Use the power of video.
When you plate the food, or put it in a container, take a picture. I know you guys have iPhones or Samsung.
Document your journey.
Beautiful pictures. Or just get somebody to videotape you prepping that food. Right?
100%.
Every day.
100%.
Set a time right after your devotion, right?
Yeah.
Right after your devotion or your prayer time or whatever, your meditation, right? Say, you know what? I'm going to take 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to post the special of the day. Yeah. That picture you took yesterday, right? Or in the morning.
Yes.
And you just put it on. Hey, today is boom, bam, bam. Because you should have a special every day.
Yes.
Right? And then you can come with the preparation. This is how we make the food fresh. You want to give people an education.
You're preaching to the choir here, Roger. Because I tell people, don't tell people what you do. Show them.
And nobody wants to say, I hate to say this. I hate to say it. And people will probably criticize me for saying this. But restaurants, we don't really want to see the people. We just want to see the food.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
It's true, but
or the person making the food.
There you go. Thank you.
Right? It's still the food. I want to see the food in action. If you look at the bigger restaurant chains and just look at how they promote
themselves. Show people eating their food.
You didn't have to. Look, you can cheat. Just look at what they do and just copy it.
I'll make it even bigger. I don't go on Instagram a lot because it's not about me. But whenever I go on Instagram and I'm eating food, for some reason the world jumps on. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Like how did I meet Dr. Alicia Watkins? She watched me eating of some food at UConn. She liked the post.
Yes.
So, and this is not just for restaurant people, everyone in general. Don't tell people what you do. Show them.
Show them. Just show them, man.
Look, if you're doing a presentation, take a little video of you getting it ready. looking
Yeah.
at the slides, just simple little things.
You have a catering gig coming up soon. Are you finished catering, or you laid it out on the table?
Show yourself driving to the gig. So
Hey, my apologies, gentlemen. I do have to run.
all
but
right.
We'll
Yes,
touch
sir.
base.
All right, take care,
Yes,
Ryan.
take care.
Yeah. And, you know, it's the fact that it's not that people aren't using video for business; they're not using it. A lot of people, in my opinion, not the most effective way for business.
There's one thing. I'm sorry, Ryan just jumped off, but we're working with our sponsor. One of our sponsors is Meridian Credit Union.
Yeah,
and they operate, I believe, in Ontario. And we're going to do a webinar with them. And this is specifically geared towards the financing. I can't remember the name of the program that they're running, but they want to have as many Black-owned restaurants on to learn about the program, their lending program.
Yes.
That we're doing. We're doing that webinar on the 27th. So that's the day after restaurant weekends on the Monday. I think it's going to happen at about 7-ish.
So Roger, send me that information so I can promote it here, please, if they're comfortable with that.
Okay.
All right. No, want to get that out there. But yeah. So sorry. Did Natalie?
She's still there.
I know she's still here.
Oh, she may have to jump off suddenly.
Yeah, she put herself on. Did I? Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, she just went on, put herself on mute. But yeah, so one other thing before we're gonna get off soon. But again, we're going into bonus time today. But it's because of you, family. You're driving the conversation. So Dr. Tachi says, when you do it in the summer, I'll be there. You know I hate the cold. So she's waiting for a restaurant week in warmer weather climate. It's not too bad here right now. It's not too bad. And then Fitness IQ says, road trip. You know what? I think, Roger, maybe the next one, we should just get a bunch of people together and we do a road trip somewhere. Like,
yeah, I'm hoping to get to the East Coast this summer. So, you know, I've been to Halifax. I've been to 8 restaurants in Halifax. I survived in Halifax for 4 days just eating at those restaurants. and the coffee that was in the hotel room.
Got it.
Which was sponsored by Discover Halifax. So, but yeah, 4 days, 8 restaurants, amazing food.
Bam, bam.
And then I understand there's a ferry that takes over to Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
And there's I think they're down to 2 restaurants now. I think there were like 5 restaurants out there, Black-owned. So, you know, restaurants are still closing. That's the sad part of the story. The sad part of the story is that we can't do enough, but I believe the Black community can do something, and that is making a conscious decision to root some of the money that I know we go out to eat. We don't always cook, right?
Like how many times people, when you're out and about, you see people carrying food in their hand? It's crazy. Opal Inspire says, keep saying, Dr. Vibe, mukbang is a thing. All right, I know what she's talking about there.
Okay.
I do know what. Okay, so we got to go way back, and we'll probably close it down way back when. Tim Frey will get to it. Okay, Tim had some interesting comments, and I'm trying to find where they were. Okay, yes, he said, awesome work with Roger with ByBlacks Restaurant Week. Ryan, you know, I'm always thinking about business. Here's an example and a question for you and Roger. After 30 years at SIR Corp and Cara Recipe, next, I shifted my focus to smaller restaurant chains. I started working with a South Asian client who had 8 locations just before the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Recently, I met the owner who is eager to expand. His business is now at 70 locations, is valued at $80 million. He asked for my help to open additional 100 locations. Several major venture capitalists are interested in taking his company public, aiming to increase its valuation to $100 million. So why do you think it's challenging to find more Black-owned restaurants that recognize the potential of this business model?
Okay, so my first response would be that people don't want to let go control of their business, and franchising is about letting go control. It's about, you know, selling a portion of your business to somebody else. But if they were to look at it as strictly a business and not, like their own thing, right? Just think of it as, it's a business like Chorus.
Yeah.
I remember when Chorus was just one restaurant in Montreal.
Yep.
And I remember going there and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then it just blew up, right? So yes, it's your name and it's your brand and you're blah, 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 right? And, stuff will happen and maybe some franchisee won't run it the way that you want to, and that's fine. But just try. It's an easy model to replicate. I agree with Tim. It's a very easy model. Once you perfect one location, you can multiply it.
Yeah.
You just need to perfect one location.
Yeah, exactly. Duplicate yourself.
Look at Real Jerk. Real Jerk is I gotta say, I really love Real Jerk. It's so consistent. The food and the service, it's just consistent. And whatever location you go to, whether it's College Street or Girard, you're still getting the same good food.
Yeah, this just like, well, example, McDonald's. Whatever McDonald's you go to, the food tastes.
You get the same food that's gonna make you sick.
Consistency. Yeah, 100%. There's consistency right along the way. So
I don't buy food from McDonald's.
No, I don't either. But I just use
Burger King
I don't.
Or Wendy's.
And if I wanted to buy a hamburger, I'll make my own.
Actually, I'll go to Harvey's, Hero Burger, or E&W. Those three. Okay. That's my three that are.
That's non-black, so we're gonna get back to our main.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
all right.
80% of the food I buy is black. 20% is.
Yep. So either for me, a lot of it's I make it at home, and if I go out, yes, B1 first. B1. So Roger, what a kickoff first conversation! What?
Yeah, let me tell you something. The stories. There's so many stories. Like, I spoke to Laz. Laz was supposed to be on the call today. They had a hell of a Mother's Day. I went up there yesterday evening, and it was just
crazy.
Crazy. They had a party from the night before, and yeah, their location in Markham, guys. If you go check that out,
you know what? I've got to get there. You and I need to go there.
Yeah, we do. During the pandemic, we used to order food from them sometimes.
No,
and before they opened the location.
Yeah, actually, I've had the wife on here in another capacity with something else, but haven't had them to talk about their food. But I want to get up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought her husband was going to come on, Jerry, but
that's all right.
Couldn't make it. That's again, it's just work, right? You finish at 12. You got to get back up at 7. You got to kick off.
And also, when you don't have a lot of staff, it all hits on you.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Staffing the whole thing.
The message is always the same. For Restaurant Week, we just come in with a promotional boost, right? But really and truly, we're expecting Canadians, not Black Canadians, we're expecting Canadians to just go out and support the participating restaurants. There's a ton there. There's some new ones. There's ones that I haven't been to yet. So I'm trying to, like Fatu, obviously, and Orchids in New Brunswick. I've been to all the Nova Scotia ones. I've been to the Vancouver ones. And I've been to one of the Windsor ones. So I still have the other two, Stellies and Jamboree to go to. But there's so much more restaurants. Every city. There are more Black-owned restaurants. Some restaurants
we're everywhere.
Don't want to participate. Not sure why. I mean, it's a free program, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Just in case it's a free program. As I said, ACBN has been the key sponsor to bring on businesses that gave us money to promote these restaurants, right? So that's what's happening. All the restaurants do is provide the
prefix menu
or a $10.
But Roger,
that's it.
Yeah, Roger and I chat a lot of time. But what happens a lot of times when people come in? What do they order? But a lot of times, Roger tells me a lot of times people come in, don't order from the prefix; they order from something outside.
Yeah. So that's another thing too. Restaurants have to do during that week. They need to ask the question, like, how did you, especially if they see that it's somebody different, like somebody they haven't seen before, not their regulars, as they would say. ask them, how did you find out about us?
Yeah.
Right? Because people, I remember, and I tell the story about this all the time. I live in Whitby, and one of my favorite restaurants here is a little place called Just Convenience Jerk. So it's a convenience store, but there's a jerk place at the back, authentic jerk. And I remember there's a very prominent writer in the African Canadian community. He works for a very prominent Caribbean newspaper. And he went there, and his intention was to buy the prefix. But when he got there, he saw something else on the menu, and he ordered that instead. Right? He didn't identify himself to them. They didn't know him. Right? And he bought his food, he left. That was it. He lives in, I believe he lives in Ajax or Pickering. So he drove all the way up here to try it because of Restaurant Week. She said to me there was nobody that came there during Restaurant Week to purchase anything. I mean, we did as well, but you can't know unless you ask everybody.
Exactly. 100%.
Can't know. But what really tips them over the line is like what happened with Stacy's Island Flavor. That's the one on Shepherd and
right? Pharmacy.
Right. And it's in a little strip mall. I mean, I don't think the typical, Jamaican takeout, there are a few seats in there. The food is amazing, right? Really authentic food. But it just so happened that in the fall edition of 2023, Toronto Star interviewed her. And they interviewed 2 other restaurants as well. But they put her picture as the main picture for the article on the front page. So I went there on the Wednesday of Restaurant Week, and I just sit down and I observed. The phone was ringing off the hook. DoorDash, Uber, and Skip the Dishes were just in there. Guys were just coming in. And they pretty much had run out of food by 1 o'clock. Had to start a whole new batch of food.
You're kidding.
At 1 o'clock. Yeah. And people were sitting. There was a woman, a non-melanated woman, sitting in the restaurant. I had to ask her. I said, "How did you find out about this restaurant?" And she said, "Oh, I saw the article in the Toronto Star. Right. I live in the neighborhood." Yep. So she's lived in the neighborhood. She had never been to that restaurant. And this is the power of what we're doing, right? And it's not just us. I have to big up the Black Community Associations nationwide, from the BBABC, right, all the way over to the BBI in Halifax. And then there's a destination marketing organizations. My favorite one, of course, is going to be Destination Toronto. Yep. And Discover Halifax, but we've worked with Explore Edmonton and Calgary Tourism, Destination Vancouver, all those people. The Black media, like the Dr. Vibe Show, right? Like the Dr. Vibe Show, Jump Podcast, What's Cooking with Chef Noel. We've had support from Afro Global in the past, Fever TV, Caribbean Vibrations. You hear all those names? These guys support. They are big supporters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of it. And then we're working with 3 key brand partners this time, social media influencers. Ernest White, the second from Vancouver. He has a show on PBS called Fly Brother.
My brother, yep.
Travels all over the world.
And we got to get him on this. I've never interviewed him live. We got to get him on because that's someone, people, you want to hear a success story? That is a success story.
100%.
And so much so, a gentleman born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who said, you know what? I can't take being a Black person in America. He lives in Vancouver, has a show, the only Black man in North America that hosts a travel show on a major network, PBS, coming into 4 seasons. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, and then, of course, we're working with the amazing Ryan Hinkson from Eat Famous, over 280,000 followers on IG.
Yeah.
He also works on, he does some segments on the Mary Berg Show on CTV, and he's going to be featuring 3 participating restaurants on the show. Not sure when it's airing. I don't know if it's this week or next week. Don't know yet. I haven't gotten the date from the producer. And also Shirley Joseph from Black Canadian Content Creators.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Vanilla Network. So these are all it's a lot. What I'm saying, people, it's a massive community. People always say, "Oh, the Black community is not united." That is BS. We are so united, it's not funny. We are so united, it's not funny. We support each other, and people have been supporting this Restaurant Week from day one. All the Black community associations.
100%. Anything else you want to share before we call it a day?
Ryan, this one is for Ryan. Potluck. They have 4 locations in Mississauga, right?
Okay.
Their restaurant week special is oxtail. Hold on. I bring it up only because I noticed I was looking at the original cost versus the discount, the special. And their original cost is $16.95. And they're selling it for $10.
Oh, Ryan. Okay, Ryan.
$10 for oxtail meal. $10.
Ryan.
Potluck.
Ryan, you know what? If my dad wasn't in Jamaica, he would be ordering me to go and get it.
The other prefix that you really need to look at too,
is
Miss Littlemore's, because Miss Littlemore's is the best. Sorry guys, it is the best Black restaurant I've been to in Canada so far. The service and the decor and the food, and it's an experience.
There's a difference.
That's really what it is. It's an experience, right?
Yep.
Lonnie and your team, you've done an amazing job. Check out their prefix as well. It's so much food. The price that you're getting.
Are you planning to go down there during the week at all, or you've been there enough though? Yeah, I've been there enough.
You know what? You know what happens every time the restaurant week comes about, Destination Toronto, they take me there to talk about, to meet with different writers and people from the States mostly. A lot of different writers from the States. So I've been there 3 times over the past 4 months. Yeah.
I need to get back. I need to get there. I have not been there. So
I think restaurant week would be the best time.
Well, you know what? I follow Lonnie we DM each other periodically on Instagram. So I'm going to see if we can get in there during restaurant week and make it happen. Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
But then, the Little Jamaica restaurants as well, a lot of them are offering $10 specials, Cheryl's, authentic Jamaican jerk. And then what I love about this, and shout out to Restaurant Association of Nova Scotia for giving me the idea to do this $10 special, because they were having the same challenges as well in Nova Scotia, where smaller restaurants like bakeries, patty shops, juice companies, ice cream, they were like, we can't offer a prefix menu, and they came up with this $10 special.
Brilliant idea.
Brilliant idea. I credit it to them, Restaurant Association of Nova Scotia. And now we have Supreme Juice. They're in Little Jamaica as well, and we have Classic Juice. I think they're on the east end of Toronto. And of course we have Kingston 12 Patty Shop from Little Jamaica. They're just, so if anybody doesn't know, 2 of the chefs from Randy's Patties work for them.
Nice.
And he's fitting up now to set up a grocery store as well in Treasury. Did I pronounce that right? Yeah. Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. We African Canadian are doing amazing things. They just need our support.
And I think that's the underlying thing. Support each other as much as you can. Right? Supporting each other is the key, because folks, what you hear in a lot of media, apparently we do nothing. Some people think we're hurting society more than helping it. Not true. That's why you support platforms like ByBlacks. That's why you support platforms like this one. That's why you support organizations like ACBN. We're doing good things. You saw it today. So don't let people say we're not doing good things. That's a lie.
Last thing I have to say is that our official sponsor, Black Opportunity Fund.
Yes.
They came on board to sponsor these 7 kickoff events that we're doing across the country. So right now, as of today, we're doing one in Vancouver at Calabash. We're doing one in Ellis Kitchen in Hamilton.
Oh, wow.
Scott Hill, one of my favorites too. We do a lot of business.
Yes.
Yeah, Scott Hill on Avenue Road. Carib Dish up in Barrie. So that's Devon Wells, who runs Gospel Connection.
Yes.
Yeah. He started his own restaurant. Remember, he was doing the food delivery, the Hello Fresh type thing. We're also having Brata Jamaican Jerk in Halifax. And we're supposed to have Tropical And you know, Sam saying supposed to have tropical in Montreal because we're tropical. If you're listening to this or if you heard this, we're still waiting on you. We're still waiting on some final information, right? So that's it. 7 simultaneous. I think the only one actually it's going to be 6 simultaneous on one on Tuesday. Brat has asked us to do theirs on the Tuesday instead. So and one in Windsor. How am I forgetting? Sailor Vibes.
Okay.
Sailor Vibes up in Windsor.
And we would be remiss. Black Opportunity Fund. Thank you also.
Thank you.
And a big shout out to Mr. Craig Wellington.
The man, man, the man. Maximum respect, man.
Huge.
Maximum.
So I felt bad not putting. So when on Friday's show, you will make sure you'll see Black Opportunity Fund out more forefront because I don't want to get licks from Mr. Wellington. That is not a no. You don't. No.
You don't want to go down that road.
No.
You lick hard as they would say.
Yes, yes. I don't need that lick.
That's a guy.
Not a wrath. That's a lick. Not wrath. That's a lick.
There are few, you know, in the light of all the news that's coming out and everything. I mean, that's one of the most well-run Black charitable organizations that exist in this country today. Their board is stellar. Their operations are tight, right? You'll never hear anything untoward coming from that organization. It would impossible.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So family, there's the information on the screen. It's in your comment sections. And also at the end of the day, thank you to ByBlacks. Right.
Thank you, ByBlacks. Yeah, thank you for this shirt, ByBlacks. Thank you. I appreciate you.
So we are done. Wow. This has been the longest conversation we've done on the Morning Vibe, bar none. It's been the longest we've ever done, and rightfully so, because we're celebrating Black excellence. So before we leave, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show YouTube and hit the notification button. If you want to advertise your business, product, or service, please feel free to email me at dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. Join our Discord group, dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. Also, watch us on Indie Soup Media. I'm on there 4 times a week now, so go check that out. And let's see. This is where you can contact Ryan, RyanO'NeillKnight.com, LinkedIn, Ryan O'Neill Knight, Instagram. I still haven't fixed that yet. At Ryan.Knight99 and email workwithme@RyanO'NeillKnight.com. You can watch replays of this epic conversation at the Morning Vibe. You can watch it at YouTube and Facebook, the Dr. Vibe Show, Afro-Caribbean Business Network, Facebook and YouTube, and Ryan O'Neill Knight, YouTube and LinkedIn. And finally, this is how you can get a hold of me, the drvibeshow.com, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the Dr. Vibe Show, Instagram at the Dr. Vibe Show, and that's THEDRVIBESHOW, by the way, X/Twitter at DRVIBESHOW, and email dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow. I got one last comment. Who's in here? Okay. Congratulations. Thank you, Ryan Singh. Sorry. And then Dr. Tati says, wonderful show. All right. That's it. This is how we end it. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions, then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy. And remember to give yourselves grace. Are you hungry? Next week, Canada's the place to be. Black Canada is the place to be. Take care.